In our story, we have me, a short woman with more boobs than height, and my husband and sweetheart. Tall man with long blonde wavy hair, kinda like a cross between Ocelot from Metal Gear 5 and the Charlie from the Chocolate Factory story. I digress. I met my first Neckbeard when I moved to my first apartment, and his friendship would last to this day, sadly. Chub had a girlfriend we will call Textile Hoarder, TH for short. We met them both in the stairwell of the apartment house, and you could smell both of them before seeing them. He is a tall, fat guy with long, black, greasy hair and an unkempt beard, covered in zits all the way down on his neck. She is a short, fat woman with the same hygiene problems, sporting a t-shirt with a catchy text you tend to see your mom post on Facebook. Chub greeted me and ignored my husband. "Well, greetings, you must be our new neighbours." I am not very good at conversation, but can always sound nice, even if I just want to be left alone. I just raised a well-mannered, "Hiya, yes indeed we are." I smiled, and Chub smiled back, displaying his half-toothless grin, and the smell was horrible. "Hope we could talk more later, perhaps over some coffee," he said. "Maybe." I answered my husband, gestured that we should go. "Well, see you around," said Chub, and he and TH walked down the stairs to the store across the road. TH later invited us for some cake and Coca-Cola, in which she showed us the huge collection of buttons she had to my husband. He faked being interested to be polite. Me and Chub sat on the balcony, him smoking about 4 cigarettes within 30 minutes. "So, what is a cute girl doing with a nerd like that guy? He looks like a Dracula." He laughed as the fat jiggled. Well, I like guys with long hair. Oh, and nerds," I answered. "Oh, what type of nerd are you into then?" he asked and smiled like hell. "Video games and anime type of nerd. I really like Gears of War and Warcraft 3, I answered with my nerdy enthusiasm. "I prefer real games, like the old types. Bet you have never even heard of Die by the Sword." He cackled. I have actually. I used to play it as a kid. Great story for the time," I answered back. "Oh no, nobody has ever heard of it at all, from anyone that I've ever met. No need to fake that you know it. You don't need to impress me," he said, and smiled even wider now, touching my knee. My husband and I left 15 minutes after this conversation because I had to go to work. The last thing Chub did was hug me very hard and long, and waving me goodbye as I went to work on my bike. Chub later befriended both me and my husband on Facebook, and started what would be 5 years of friendship I can't get out of. If you wish to know more, you can let me know. Part 2 of the Neckbeard we'll call Chub and his girlfriend TH. It was becoming autumn and I was sick, spending some time playing games online and looking around on Facebook. I saw a post of TH saying something she tends to do, racist crap with zero fact to back it up. I commented that she was being racist and carry on with my day. Later that day, a hard and fast knock on my door could be heard. Outside stood Chub crying his eyes out and looking at me with pure sorrow in his eyes. He hugged me. I cringed. "TH said I can't be near you because you called her a fat racist," he cried and blubbered. I looked confused since I only called her a racist, but decided to say sorry for my comment. She refused to come to the door, so I said that he should pick her side for the time being. It's better that way. I hate conflict, and my comment online was perhaps kinda dumb. Later that day I could hear them fight badly. She stormed out and drove off in her car. He was now destroying stuff in his apartment, and I decided to leave him alone. He knocked on our door the next day and was crying again, and saying stuff like, "I can't lose you as a friend, I would kill myself." I looked at him annoyed and started to feel like this is going too far, and asked for this girl's number, and me and her spoke. All was cool for a while, she just requested we spend less time together. I agreed. Chub took this as a challenge to gain my attention and disobey his girlfriend. But he would show up at my apartment and night classes to secretly hang out. I told him to obey his girlfriend. He declined and said, "I would never betray my lady," and we would fit so good together. I would at that moment smile awkwardly and just ignore it. I should have said no and disagreed. It was in his view me agreeing to us being a couple somehow. That started a new line of him calling himself my secret boyfriend, and me telling him to stop. Did nothing. This would happen again and again for a month. The next year, he broke off with his girlfriend. He found out she cheated on him and stole money. I felt bad, and me and my husband comforted him. Now being single would start even a worse behaviour from him, causing him to buy me a whip and gag ball for my birthday, a gift I didn't want. He even made me a spanking paddle he carved himself from a cutting board.